Kelechi Oghene is a young Nigerian business leader who has, through several well-thought-out channels, empowered more than 12,000 women and young people by scholarships to study fashion, with her GMIT Foundation picking up the bills. She has also tried to create impact in the fashion industry through the provision of 3,000 sewing machines through that foundation. All of that she has dedicated her time pursuing in the past 9 years. For the 10th anniversary of the GMIT Foundation, which comes up next Friday, December the 9th, 2022, plans have been concluded to empower a further 1,000 young women and youth as this project continues to expand its capacity for zero hunger, gender equality, quality education, decent work, and economic growth. Well, we have Kelechi Oghene here with us to speak more about all of what you had. Great to have you. I'm sure you're Princess. I know that you address as Princess Kelechi, isn't it?
Yes, Princess Kelechi Oghene. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have
Good
you
to have
here.
you in the studio.
Same here.
Well, I mean, can you confirm that this is actually the 10th anniversary of GMIT Foundation? And over the years, you have trained and empowered, women and youth through the GMIT support scheme, with free scholarships to study fashion, design, etc. Why the interest in this? What is this all about?
It's actually a group of companies, and we have the GA Awards. GA Awards, it's celebrating humanitarians that are contributing positively in the society, and also a platform that we have created to empower or champion the foundation, which is the GMIT Foundation cause. So in the last decade, we've actually empowered over 12,000 women and youth through skill acquisition. We've also given out funding. We've also empowered them with sewing machines. We've actually given out over 3,000 sewing machines. So there's just one thing to, teach them the skill. Yeah. There's another thing to also give them something to work with, and then the fund, startup capital. So it's something that we have been championing over the years. And yes, this is the 10th edition for the GA Awards and then the GMIT Foundation. Okay. And then the goal for 2023 is to train 1,000 women and youth. However, we're starting it, on the day of the event, we're going to be kicking it off with 100 foundation students.
All right, let's talk about the GMIT group. You did mention the group of companies or maybe initiatives. Could you speak to around that in terms of what kinds of works happen across the board there? And of course, the women and youth that you empower, what speaks to your selection process? How do you find them? How do they find you? How do you work together? How do you help them?
Okay, so GMIT Fashion Academy is a fashion school that's creating the next generation of fashion entrepreneurs. And we have graduated at least, say, maybe 7,000 women and youth. And we have a hybrid session. So we have the 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12-month program. And then we also have the online. So we have our textbooks, we have the online where they also, like our student portals and all of that. So for people that cannot come, to be on site to train. And then the foundation is for people that cannot afford the tuition fee. So it's like a CSR kind of program. Mm-hmm. And then for GA Awards, it's the annual program where we get to bring everyone together. So like I said, celebrate humanitarians that are contributing or giving back to the society. And also it features the graduation ceremony from the students that are graduating from GMIT Fashion Academy, and also raise funding for the foundation, which is the GMIT Foundation, and also unveil them, show the world that, okay, so the corporate bodies or our sponsors and partners, you have invested in these people. Now this is what they have become. So the GA Awards is actually, the platform where we get to bring all companies together. We also have hostel accommodation, so GMIT apartments, where we, students that are coming from a far distance that don't have a place to stay, just easy proximity rather to school. So yeah, so that's the group of companies. So do they apply
to your platform, or how do you?
Yes, so the GMIT Fashion Academy is a paid institution.
Okay.
And then the foundation, like I said earlier, is for people that cannot afford the tuition fee but want to become fashion designers, want to become entrepreneurs. And so if they go through our program, they don't just become designers, but they're able to manage their businesses. In fact, we actually have over, say, 10 fashion academies that have actually, also graduated from our school and have started their own businesses. So it's more of, it goes beyond just learning the skill, but, empowering and creating more jobs, because at the end of the day they get to employ people, right, and also train even more people. So yeah.
Okay, so how many people will you say have been impacted by this initiative over the years, and what would be the unique feature this year that you're celebrating your 10th anniversary?
Okay, so officially we'll say over 3,000 people for the foundation. And the goal for on or before 2030, hopefully we're looking at 10,000. But like I said, for 2023, we're starting with 1,000, right? And then we're going to be giving them a lot. So for 1,000, for 2023, we're going to be giving them 1,000 empowerment through the skill acquisition. We're also going to be giving about 500 sewing machines. We're also going to be giving out funding and also, giving hostel accommodations and all of that. So at the end of the day, from the history and the journey, I mean, the people that we have graduated and that are currently doing well in the industry, we have the likes of, we have a lot. We actually have a lot of them that are doing very well. And most of them, or majority of them, say maybe like 6, will be one of the part of the judges for the GA Awards, because so we're also going to be empowering them, like I said, with funding. So when you go through the program, we give you startup capital as well, aside to the machines that we're also giving. So the alumni are going to be there, to also be part of the judges. And so we're also promoting their brands and then, giving them more public, because we go on with mentorship and all of that to see how they can, continue to be relevant in the society.
Yes,
okay, so looking
most
at
of these people,
go
sorry,
for it.
Lagos. I'm just wondering, because when you say all this 3,000, 1,000 is Lagos, the pool is Lagos.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. We actually have international students. We have students from Gabon, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Egypt, India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have... yeah, and they're all, majority of them are at the hostel. And so we have from other states as well.
Okay.
We have from Anambra, Port Harcourt, so yeah, we have not just
Okay, so
Lagos.
it's
we have
very
students
wide
from
pool.
outside.
Just to know that.
That's why we have the hostel.
Okay, well, so looking at the GAR Awards itself, for what objective was this created? Do you believe that's been realized?
Yes, to an extent, though we still have a long way to go, but so far so good. In the last decade, having been able to see the alumni do well in the society, it's a good feeling. There is no time I go out that I don't run into both of my alumni, so it's amazing. And the fact that they are now also doing the same thing, like creating jobs and even grooming. I'll be at one of the schools, one of my alumni school, say maybe on the 14th of December. So she's asked me to be the patron to give the certification to her students. So at the end of the day, it's yes, the dream is, the dream is it's coming to life. And yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, a good journey.
So people that you have mentored are now like floating their own GMITs.
Yes,
like
and so I also like the fact that we're able to manage them such that when we are having the GA Awards, they come together for the portfolio. We also have like business presentations. So like I said, when they go through the skill acquisition, they're able to also go through some business programs. We have some partnership like Kudi Mata, and then they take like business sessions as well. We bring, learning basic of finance, how to manage their businesses, how to start, their businesses, how to even create like a portfolio such that, it's applicable to, or it's, so it's, for lots of a better word, I don't know, so that, sponsors and partners, can, it's easy for them to key into it. And then, so at the end of the day, once they come back home and I see like the mini community that I have built, it gives me joy. And then I think that's what's driving me to actually do more.
All right, let's look at the very first edition. Do you remember it? The very first one you had. What inspired putting this together for you all? I mean, in terms of the organizing committee around this, what inspired this decision? And was it a challenging one for you, or was there an ease with which you guys put everything together?
So I tell myself it can only get better, but it's never been easy, you know. And trust me, the most difficult job that I've ever had is managing people. Right, so it's not even raising the funds or giving out funds or the impact, but managing people with diverse, you know, personalities, different ideas, opinionated. I mean, it's just, but at the end of the day, you know, I would say is worth it. So yes, first edition. I've been in the fashion industry for over 16 years. You know, my mom was a seamstress, and I had my boutique business, and then I had a bespoke brand. But I saw that, you know, the teaching, mentoring, you know, consulting and grooming, I would say it's my calling, because it's easier when I have, instead of just designing and making clothes for people, you know, having, you know, to teach people how to make money, you know, makes me feel more fulfilled. So I had to shut down most of the businesses, you know, to focus on just the training.
So what would you say is the main goal of the award, you know, scheme itself? Would you say that the objective for which it was created has been met?
In the last decade, I would say yes, to an extent, but we still have a long way to go, because, like I said, we have the agenda to train 10,000 women in youth for 2030. And I mean, if we're just kicking it off now, again, with just 1,000 for 2023. In fact, we are so stretched because this year we actually have over 17,000 applications.
Wow.
Yes, so, and good thing we have the hybrid. But, you know, the space that we have, yes, we can comfortably take up to 300 to 500 students, but it's, you know, it was stretched. So, and that's why for the first time, we're actually opening up to partners and sponsors to see how, you know, they can either give out machines or space or, you know, funding, because at the end of the day, this foundation, right, they are not paying the tuition fee, but even when you give them the scholarship, they struggle because, you know, they are, it's intensive, and we're doing like a lot of practicals because it's fashion. So they need machines, you know, to practice. They also need funding to buy materials and all of that. So at the end of the day, because I'm the one doing all of that, it's, you know, it's not easy for me and them. So we've tried, you know, to take on 3,000. I think if we have partners, sponsors, we can actually take on even the 10,000 in 1 year. Because, like I said, it's hybrid, and we have like structured programs, you know, and system that we have like different departments that can manage all these people. But yes, we would have sponsors, but even if we don't have sponsors, it's just going to take us time, you know, to reach maybe the 1,000 goal, and even hopefully, you know, the 10,000 goal. But so far, so good, I'd say. Yes, yes.
All right. Well, let's come to you now, Kelechi. Okay. So, outside of running the, you know, the award ceremony, the NGOs, what other? You spoke about having a call-in earlier. What other call-ins do you possibly have, or are there other businesses that you run? Can you speak to us about that?
So, I'm a creative. I'm always thinking of something, you know, to create. Right, so it's all, aside the NGO, like I said, all the group of companies, is the GMITE Foundation, the GMITE Hostel Apartment, the GA Awards, and then the GMITE Fashion Academy. At the end of the day, the bottom line is impact. Right, so if we have the GMITE Fashion Academy, it's to create a platform that's sustainable enough, you know, to fund the foundation. So for every student that pay tuition fee, we get to train one person for free. And that's how we've sustained this over the years without partnership or sponsorship, right? And then for the GA Awards, like I said, it's bringing all the companies together to, you know, show the world that this is how far we have come and this is what we are about. And then for the hostel apartment, you know, like I said, there are a lot of students that, yes, we have student learning online, but there are students that want to learn on site, you know, maybe based on how they can assimilate things, and just so we have the hostel accommodation for, even though we need to expand because now we're like really choked, you know, so the hostel accommodation is still for the students because we don't have space, you know, to bring in people. So the group of companies is actually to serve the same purpose, yes, for the students and then the humanitarians that we're trying to serve.
Right. See, everything ties in together. Yeah. Well, of course, great work you're doing, and
Thank you
of
so
course,
much.
wish you this is happening next Friday.
Yes, next Friday on the 10th, on the 9th of December at the Oriental Hotel. We're using the Grand Ballroom. And yes, that's it.
Well, sure, we're very sure it's going to be a great success.
Yes, amen, amen. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Kelechi,
you
for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.